On today's show, we look at two of Sandy's dreams and we explore a dream that reaches into past lives. That's something that we rarely do on the show. Welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast with Michael and Sandy.
Hello, welcome. We're so happy you're here. Anyways, Michael, are you ready to dive into some dreams? Because I recognize the first two.
I am. Who are they from, Sandy?
The title of the first one is Two Sunburnt Guys. And this is my dream. Finally get to have my dreams done on the radio show. But there's a reason for it. I'm sure we'll get to that. Anyways, I'm coming out of my little 60s built house in San Diego. The street is bright and mostly empty of people, and there are some cars parked on the side of the road. I see my two neighbors are going to their car, and I walk over to talk with them. They are two very muscular bodybuilder types in excellent shape, but seem to be very red, like from a sunburn. They're dressed only in small bikini bottoms like someone would wear on the beach or to go to a tanning salon. I asked them where they were going, and they said to the beach to get more sun. I'm thinking, with how red they are, I'm wondering why they wanted more sun. And then I woke up. All right, Michael, let's hear what you have to say.
So what I like about this dream and the next one, because they're connected, because you had them in the same night, is when I told you what they meant and what this one means, you were like, I don't get it. So it's basically about you have this amazing ability to work with energy and channel energy through your body and then do all sorts of things with that energy. It's really cool. We use it in our channeling courses. It's already something you're an expert at in your field, absolute expert at. And I said, this is you kind of wondering, like, why would I ever need to go to the next level? Because it's like these muscular men representing the energy that can course through your body. And they're going to go back to the beach, is it whatever? And you're like, don't they already have enough sun? The sun, of course, is the ultimate symbol for energy for humans because it's what gives life force energy to everything that's on the planet. So they've got enough of it, is what you're saying in the dream. So that's the first one. It's about you leveling up, but wondering, like, why on earth would I need to do that? And then even the 60s built house goes back to when you were born, all that sort of stuff. It's all about you.
Okay, so we got muscular bodybuilder types in excellent shape. So what's that about?
So we often will see like a powerful car or a powerful motorbike or a powerful animal representing the power that can course through your body. So they represent that, like they're in peak physical condition and very strong. So they represent your energetic ability. Working with energy is a masculine thing. So like projecting it, sending it places, doing all that sort of stuff. It's a masculine thing. And so it's not surprising that they show up as men in the dream.
Okay. And then the beach. You know how I love the beach. So what's going on with the beach?
So
anything?
It's a spiritual approach. So it's like, this is part of who you are at your core spiritually. And they're going back to the beach. So it's really saying, look, you think you've leveled up to as far as you're going to level, but there's something else to do. And you're wondering, like, why? What could I possibly do more? Now, when I said this to you first, you're like, I don't get it, remember?
Yep, I do.
So then you gave me the next dream.
Yes. So we'll go into the next dream because I really didn't get it. The next dream is sun too bright. Funny. There is a group of us at a resort in a very warm, sunny climate. Martha and I are going to the grocery store to get some food. The food only seems to come in boxes, like chocolate candy boxes. I am driving the car and Martha is in the passenger seat. The sun is so very bright and it makes it very hard to see. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'm having a hard time seeing. We're almost at the store, but I need to turn around as I can't keep my eyes open, and I feel that it is very dangerous to continue driving when I can't see anything but the very bright sun. As I try to turn around, I'm doing a really bad job of it. It's taking up the full road and not really pulling it off very well. We talk about getting out and going to the store without the car, but we didn't. In the next scene of the dream, Michael, you sweetie, is giving me a very expensive box of food in a beautiful light purple box. I open it and find blackberries and very expensive lunch type meat, maybe a type of ham or something. I'm excited about the blackberries, so I eat one of them, but the ham, I'm not sure I'd eat it. Not my favorite type of meat. And then I wake up. All right, Michael, let's see what you have to say about
All
this
right.
one.
Let's look at Sandy's inner workings. So, a group of us at a resort in a very warm, sunny climate. So, again, it's about your ability to channel energy and the sun being very bright. Like I said in the last dream, the sun is like the ultimate energetic symbol in a dream. Then you have Martha, our friend. So she's very positive in the dream. So it's about you achieving something. But then what happens is the sun is so bright, you decide to turn around because you can't see, which is, of course, not what you should have done in the dream because it's really about you getting more into your energy gift. Then what else have we got? You're still talking about going to the store. So stores and dreams are about achieving your needs because whenever you need something, you go to the store to get it. Like it's a perfect symbol for that. And all your needs being met at the store. Forget about money. It doesn't really matter in a dream in the same way. But then the scene changes and I'm giving you a very expensive box of food in a beautiful light purple box. So I asked you when I channeled on that, I said, was the food like really the top range of the food that you could buy? And you said it was. It was absolutely crazy expensive. And like you knew you were getting the cream of the crop type of food with this. And you were looking at it going, really? I don't think that's really for me. And you just had some of the blackberries. So again, that food, because food is energy for the body. So that food is like, this is the ultimate in energetic work, let's say. And you're wondering, why do I need that?
I know, so bad.
So then I was saying to you, okay, it's about you leveling up. And you were saying to me, just like in the dream, like the analysis of the dream, I don't think I need to. Like I'm at this level. I'm able to do all these things that I do. What would I possibly do to get to the next level of it? And why would I do that? And it stumped me because I was like very clear on the analysis. The guides were really clear. This is what it is. They both mean this. And you were not really agreeing with it. So when I channeled on it again, they said, in order for you to level up, you have to teach it. And it's the teaching it is what's putting you off. So this is like why you turn around and why you wonder, why would the men go back? Like it's crazy. They don't have to do that. So it's one of those classic ones. You learn something to a certain level, and then to get to the next level, you have to learn how to teach it. And I've seen people do this with other things. A good friend of mine from years ago, he wanted to get to the next level of yoga, had no intention of teaching it, but he knew he had to become a teacher in order to get to that level. And so this is something you have to do. And when I said it to you, you straight away said, oh, Lonnie keeps at me to teach her how to do this work. And there's a couple of others as well. So it's like, not only did you already know what I was saying and disagree with me like the perfect partner,
Yep.
you
My
knew
job.
you knew what your issue was.
Yep. That is so true. And I'm not quite sure how to teach it because it's a gift that I came with. Long before I even started studying anything to do with energy, I created balls of light that I would send out to heal people. And in Martha's group last year, I taught several of them how to do that and told them that's what I do. And I still use those balls of light. All I do is create a ball, I fill it with energy of light, and I push it out with the intention that the person that receives it can use it as they need it. And if they don't choose to take it, it'll fall to the ground and just nourish the earth. And so that's the big thing that I do. And how do you teach that? Really?
Okay, well, you just told us why Martha's in the dream. You gave us another reason because you said you already taught her group how to do something. And so after saying, I taught them how to do this, but how do you teach what I just taught? So come on, Sandy, you're contradicting yourself. And that's the whole thing about teaching. You have to think of it in a new way and go, okay, I know how to do it. I'm able to do it, but how do I actually do it in a way that I understand so that I can repeat it to somebody else and say, do this, then this, then this. And, that's tricky. I remember when I was writing the dream interpretation book, I was like, oh, I already have all this material. I'm going to have this knocked out in, a few weeks. It took me 9 months because it's so different. Knowing something is very different from being able to explain it in a way that is repeatable. But that's your task.
We'll see what happens.
So should we tell Lonnie to sign up?
No, not yet.
So our next dream from Leah is quite long. So we'll probably just fly through this, and I'm looking at the clock, and give the analysis as we go along. And I like this one because we rarely cover past lives, very rarely on the show. But this one, when I was channeling on it, had lots of past life stuff in it, so I like it for that reason.
Cool. All right. The title of this one is Shoes, and it's from Leah. I'm with a group of people. We were at a resort together. I love that resort theme. I have my own room with many gray shoe boxes. I have many shoes not unboxed yet. I have them stacked everywhere. Some I don't wear at all or even unbox. I have some shoes stalls in the back that have spaces for my many shoes. They want me to come out and talk. I've been in my room. My mom comes and visits me. I tell her I went to Bimini Dolphins. She asked a question about that. There are a few younger girls. They are doing something. All right, Michael, paragraph 1.
So when she gave me this dream, I didn't know it was her dream at first. And I said, is it a man or a woman? And she goes, shoes, Michael. It's about shoes. So all I had read was the title. I couldn't stop laughing because that was so true. Anyway, I'm with a group of people. So we know that she's a spiritual leader meant to work with groups. She's at a resort together. So she has she's come here in this lifetime with some of her friends. That's not always true. We rarely actually see that in dreams. So there are people who are like-minded with her who are here at the same time, not necessarily in her orbit, but will reach a level of stardom that she will reach, and she will meet them that way. So it's kind of like at the end of your life, you're going to say, "Hey, I got this far. How did you do?" It's that kind of like friendly rivalry and testing. Not really rivalry. Anyway. She has a room with many gray shoe boxes. So gray is about mental denial of emotion. Shoes are about moving forward, the ability to move forward. So she has lots of skills. That's what all the shoes are going to represent. But she hasn't tapped into all her skills yet. And she doesn't tap into them because of her mental denial of things. So we know there's an emotional issue involved because her safe place is in her head, being smart, being intellectual. And we know the culprit is mom because mom comes to talk to her right at the start of the dream. And she even says that she has shoe stalls in the back that have space for more shoes. So something has stalled her ability to move forward. And then right on cue, mom comes in at the next part of the dream. The Bimini Dolphins. So when I asked her about this, what is that? She said it's a place where certain people believe Atlantis was. And so dolphins are about channeling, obviously. But the Bimini reference, when I channeled on that, they said that she was in Atlantis. And so obviously a past life wasn't physical, which I find very interesting. The sense she wasn't physical. It was a different kind of an existence. And well, let's continue on and we'll see what else comes up about that for her.
Okay. I'm with a group of people. I am the oldest one. I see an eagle flying through the air at night. It is hovering above me. I am in awe. It is black, red, and blue. He's almost like a smoke texture, not solid. Then it flies a little bit away from me and turns into 2 young women I know on the ground. I am in awe. I say, oh my God, you shapeshift. And that's amazing. I am slightly jealous. I want this power. She says it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's all because I had this from my past life. I could do it then when I was a sorcerer, but I'm afraid of eagles and it's not as great for me. No, I said, you're great. You're amazing. Okay, Michael.
All right. So again, the group of people, I already said what that was about. And in fact, this is the part where it came from. And she's the oldest one. So that's kind of a a link or a clue that there's some wisdom here. She sees an eagle flying through the air at night. So she has a gift of prophecy, but flying through the air at night means that she doesn't really see this in a good light. She doesn't see where it will take her and so on. It's hovering above me. I'm in awe. Great. But, so she has it and it's connected with her higher powers, let's say, because it's above her. But that's what we want eagles in that position. They have this ability to see the past, present, and future because of their terrific height in the sky. But it's black, red, and blue. So blue, when we see in a dream, and we look at the other colors that are with it, and it tells us something about our philosophy of life. And so it's going to be philosophy with regard to this gift. And the black and red tells us there's anger connected to this gift. And I had to channel on it. Well, like, why would you be angry at prophecy? And normally it's going to be that you were told something that you didn't like, you didn't want to be told, and you weren't happy about it. And from a lot of people who have this gift, it's like, I knew my grandmother was going to die, and I was like, all this time, what could I do about it? Maybe I needed to do something. It wouldn't have happened, that sort of thing. And people get angry at that and really, really dislike this gift. But in her case, her anger was because she was really good at this gift in this Atlantean time, and she wasn't told about something before it happened. It did happen, and she had no idea it was going to happen. And so she was angry at the gift for that reason. And so it's all about her getting to a space of, in this lifetime, being able to use the gift on command. So it spontaneously happens for her, but she's not able to make it happen. And they're saying, look, you can bring this back because you were able to do it in this other lifetime. But she has to overcome her annoyance at the gift. And then I love this, where the eagle turns into two young women. And when I channeled on that too, they said, like, this is the way she was. She had this kind of ritual that she would do in Atlantis when doing the prophecy. And she would do this kind of short pilgrimage up a gentle kind of slope, but up to a cliff. And it symbolized like raising her vibration, and going to the cliff and looking out at the sea was symbolized having an unobstructed view of the horizon. And then she would get the information that she needed to for whoever she was getting the information for. And she really loved this time in her life, the spiritual leadership role that she played, and she played it well, took it seriously, all that sort of stuff. Nothing negative about it at all. And they said that the way it worked, though, and they also said shapeshifters were part of Atlantis. Never knew anything about that, but when I channeled on it, they say that it is part of it. But she had these two women that we see the eagle turning into. And it's like, these are like spirit guides that she had with her. And she said, like, even she said it was like smoke texture, not solid. So it's, again, this is the way she was in that lifetime. She wasn't solid, wasn't physical. But she had this gift, and it was like these two girls would watch everything that was going on around her, and she wasn't, because of them, she would never miss anything. They would always bring to her attention anything that she needed to be aware of. And so it was a great relationship between her and her gift, and how she made it work. And then we have her saying, like, this is an amazing gift. And we have this dichotomy. We have her saying it's great, and we have the gift itself saying it's not that great. She said, I could do it when I was a sorcerer, but I'm afraid of eagles. So we have that annoyance about, or the anger with the prophecy, which we've already got. And then she doesn't like it, doesn't like the gift, but doesn't know why. This is what we do. We come into another lifetime, and we have a strong emotion around an action or a gift or a person, and we don't know what it is. There's always a good solid reason. So we know what her solid reason is now. But it was another lifetime, a later lifetime, when she was a sorceress, that she's talking about here, not about her being a sorcerer in Atlantis. So what I like is this dream is covering different lifetimes for the one dreamer. And so we know that she used the gifts again in a later lifetime, but they weren't as strong, and she wasn't as happy with it. Next piece.
Wow. This was in front of my grandmother's house. Then an ambulance came, and a girl was in the car. She had had an accident. She looked in bad shape. She was bleeding and very pale. Many of us just hold on to her. The two eagle girls massaged her legs. Two more hold her legs, arms, and hands. I didn't know her as well. They were all friends and younger than me. I am a spiritually gifted person like them, but I'm a loner. I don't have a connection like them. I don't know if she's going to make it, and I wonder how much I care. I feel I don't care as much as I should because I'm disconnected.
All right. So grandmother's house, the ambulance coming with the girl in it. This was kind of tricky. Again, it's about connection with the gift. And so it's another lifetime when she used this gift, this ability to see. And it was done very differently. The way they explained it was she really took this seriously, and it was like, they said it was like Edgar Casey. She was like Edgar Casey, and even in this lifetime is a bit like that. Like really puts everything into developing herself. Like Edgar Casey, he worked himself to death, literally. Died while in trance, given a reading. And he was told by his own guides and angels that he needed to take it easy because he was overdoing it. So she had this, it's that kind of feeling in another lifetime. And she would bring herself to the point of death. Now, and that's what the girl in the ambulance who looked like she was in an accident, but she didn't. So it's like she would do this thing, or at least did it once, very likely under guidance, because we have all these people who are close to her and holding on to her and so on in the dream. And all the references to arms and hands. So she was receiving healing. So it's like, if you're ever around somebody who's passing or close to passing, somebody ill in hospital or whatever, they will see the spirit world like the veil is gone. They will talk about loved ones being there, family, friends, and other people that have passed, like as if they're there in the room, and they're wondering why others can't see them. And so she got herself into that state, bringing herself to death's door, but then came back from it. So didn't cross over, but got close enough to reconnect with the gift. And she did that in another lifetime. And so there's a reason that the dream is pointing this out. She has had many lifetimes where she has had the gift that she's trying to connect with again today. But in other lifetimes, it was hard for her to do it. Like she really struggled to get it. So what is the point of having lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of connecting with a gift? And the answer is because in her case, it is her natural state. It's really about her getting into like a position that is where she really should be. This is who I am. And they explain it to me almost like it's a physical position. So it really is a state that she gets into. And it's not like chasing the gifts or chasing anything like that. But if she gets into that state, this is me, this is who I am. And my goal in this lifetime, her goal in this lifetime is to get to that state, but to get to it in a beautifully easy way without hurting herself or anything like that. And so it's just a lifetime after lifetime about getting more comfortable about becoming who you really are. And I love that.
All righty. Next and last paragraph. Then my grandmother's house is like a shopping mall, and there are shoes to buy. I convinced my brother to buy shoes. I have a whole collection already. They are stacked in gray boxes and stored in my room. I walk into a man who owns a store and lives above the store. The scene is shown like an old movie, like a rom-com. I'm seeing myself on the screen with this man. He slowly, carefully gets to know me and finally shows me more and more of his house and is about to show the inner rooms. And then I wake up.
So I loved this part of the dream because of what the channeling told me. We see that she encourages her brother to buy the shoes. Now, obviously, better if she buys the shoes and wears the shoes. It's her dream, and we want the feminine side to be doing it. But she has a masculine approach to life, pushed into the dream here by persuading the brother to buy the shoes. And then she's around a man who owns a store and lives above the store, and he's showing her, because he gets to know her slowly and carefully, he shows more and more of his house, and then he's about to show the inner room. So this is about her understanding herself and getting to see who she is on the inside. But again, it represents a masculine approach to life. This guy who owns the store, he represents karma, which is a masculine approach to life. So how that works is, it's all about us learning about our inner world. And we have two ways of doing it. And one is to connect with our heart and really feel and be in our inner world. And the other is through karma, which is the way most of us are, which is where you learn about your inner world through your reaction to events that happen in your outer world. So the outer world events happen, and then you go, oh my God, and then you finally look in and learn something about yourself. And life becomes a series of these events that make us look inwards when we didn't really want to. We just wanted to order another pina colada or whatever it is. That's karma. And so the dream is showing that she's taken this slow approach to understanding herself. And of course, it doesn't say take the feminine approach, but that's really what the dream is saying. And we know that because at the very start, remember, mom shows up right at the very start. So we know there's issues around mom. And she actually is cutting the ties with mom at the moment. So she's already on the right path to do it. And so that's going to put her in touch with why she's taken this masculine slow approach. And it is slow. And it is kind of interesting. When you get onto the dharmic path, karma doesn't apply anymore. So it's like karma, a lot of people look at karma as a very negative thing, but it's really about you attract into your life the things that you need in order to learn and grow. And so despite yourself, you're going to grow spiritually. But if you get onto the dharmic path, then you become spiritual and you take and make spiritual choices at all the different stages of your life. The difference is because it's not masculine, it doesn't have a rigid structure. You can't plan. You don't know, like, what time does this start tomorrow? What am I doing on Tuesday? What am I doing? Most people, you could say, what are you doing in August? I want to put on an event, and they will know. Anytime during the week, I'm going to be working and I'm going to be doing this, and I know where my location is, and I have so many days of vacation that I can take. Maybe I could take one of them. We plan our lives crazily, and then we have our 401ks and all the other things, and I'm not saying they're bad, but this is the life we live. We choose deliberately to live in a masculine way, where things are planned, we know where things are going to be, and then when something happens and it upsets our planned life, that's when we look inside and learn something about ourselves. We have a choice, though. We can step off of that. Anyway, I love the dream. I love the fact that it allowed me to talk about past lives, because they're a huge thing in our lives, in all our lives. And we don't necessarily have the memory of the past life, but we have the impact of those past lives. That is definitely in your life today. And people ask me, do I need to go to past lives to heal them? And it's all a choice. You can work on anything you want by focusing heavily in this lifetime. There's going to be an anchor in this lifetime that helps you heal anything from a past life. Or you could do work, say, with our friend Elizabeth Rose, who focuses on past lifetimes. She will bring you to all these past lifetimes to help you heal the issues that come up in those lifetimes where they were. Anyway, it's all choice. Sandy, that's got to be our show.
That was fabulous. Thank you, Michael. I really enjoyed it. And thanks for fitting in two of my dreams. That was so cool.
See you next week.
See you next week, everybody. Thank you.